And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another video game review. Today, I'm going to be reviewing God of War 2. The actual second God of War game, not God of War Ragnarok, which a lot of people think might be the second one because they never heard of the originals. Don't remember exactly when this game was released. I want to say 2007, but it might be 2008. But I played it on the remastered pack that also has God of War 1 on it and has God of War 3, but I'll be playing God of War 3 on a different disc so that I can stream it. So stay tuned. Well, you've already probably seen the streams by now. If I hadn't streamed it by now, something went wrong. But yeah, wasn't super impressed by the first game, so my kind of optimism for this game franchise was a little down. So I was hoping this game could pick it up. And did it? Let's find out. I got a lot of thoughts. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? First off, I do want to just comment on the fact that it's probably because it's in the same pack, same remastered pack, but it does look and pretty much play the exact same as the first game. Only a bit more refined controls. It was better, but it was very similar. I did not think the jank camera angles were as big of a problem in this game. There were some moments where they didn't really make a lot of sense, but they didn't hinder your progress in the game as much. Like they didn't every time there was a very jank camera swap, it wasn't in a like you're trying to exit somewhere, you're trying to climb something, you're trying to fight something. It was just like you're running somewhere. There's like nothing hindering your progress otherwise. There were a couple, like there was one time it's when you're crossing onto the island where like the Three Sisters Island thing, whatever, and he's on this chain and the camera is just stuck in a fixed position at one end of the chain while Kratos is running across to the other end so that he can get to the island. And I was just like, why is the camera just stuck here and he can just keep going? That doesn't make any sense to me. Um Weird decision. Very weird decision game. There's a few other kind of weird moments like that, but not as many as I would say in the first game, which did make my overall gameplay experience better. But like I said, a lot of controls are the same. You use a lot of the same weapons. You do a lot of the same moves. There are some new things that they work in, and yeah, they're pretty cool. They're cool. They're not really necessary, but they're cool. And they do make a more variety and are pretty fun. So I would say that. Um, the opening of this game is also really cool. You have like fully upgraded weapons and you can just go hog wild for a little while, and then everything is stripped from you and you're like standing face to face with fucking Zeus, which is really cool. And then like the whole like building up. I really thought this story was a lot better than the first one. And I think it's just because the game overall just felt a little more refined. I think the story in the first game was good. I don't remember exactly what I mentioned in the review, but now that I've had more time to think about it and it connects very well to this story, I think that story is also really good, but I think this one's even better because there's just a lot of epicness to it with like getting to build your god status back up, and you go and actually fucking beat up and kill Zeus, at least try and kill him, and it is just awesome. It is just fucking awesome. I will be saying that it was disappointed. I didn't encounter really any sex scenes. Did see some tits, but didn't encounter any sex scenes, which is a leg the first game had up on this one, quite literally. Um, I Other than that, I mean, I think this story is much better. I feel like Kratos in this game was a little, I wouldn't want to say watered down, but was more, he was not as loud or as aggressive. He was definitely a lot technical, a lot more calm. I don't know if that's a good way to put it, but in a lot of ways, especially as the game gets closer to the end, when you do get fully powered up again, he's very badass. Maybe even more badass than the first game. That Kratos in the first game is insanely badass, but this game may have topped it, and it would make sense. But I think in the first game he is definitely more consistently badass because he just goes hog wild the whole time. Whereas in this game, you go hog wild for the very beginning, and then he kind of calms down until the end. So I think the peaks are a lot higher, but so are the the troughs, the floors. You know what I mean? One thing though that I have to say that I did not like in this game at all, and I think it might actually even be worse than the first game, is the puzzles. I don't know if the puzzles in this game are as bad as they are in the 2018 God of War, but they are pretty close. It is, some of these puzzles are so fucking stupid, and they make you do some of the dumbest shit ever with abilities or powers or handheld items or whatever that that are stuff that are introduced as such insignificant controls or items or whatnot that you completely forget they exist, and then at one point in the game you need them. Still am not a fan of having to consult a walkthrough, but I had to so many times during this game, and it really just pissed me off. It really did. It just pisses me off. Like, why do we have to keep consulting a walkthrough for this fucking game? If you have an ability or a weapon or a tool or something, and it's going to be significant to a puzzle or a part of the story or a battle or whatever, make us use it. Make us use the item. Get us familiar with it. Make it painted as a significant thing. Don't just like briefly mention it for 5 seconds and then wait 3 hours before it becomes before you actually need to use it. The game makes us expect that we're supposed to be like taking notes, very significant notes that we can then like reference later with footnotes and stuff like a Google Doc, so that we can reference it later near the end of the game. Who the fuck does that? Especially in this day and age, who the fuck does that? I guess it's an older game, but even back when this game came out, who the fuck was doing that? That's like 1980s type shit. This is late 2000s. I don't understand who the fuck's gonna do that, and why would the game expect you to do that? You know what I mean? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But like I said before, I think combat is much more refined in this game. Climbing, the physics of climbing, like he's like this. He's more so like mining into the wall when he climbs, which is weird. But I think the physics, the actual like mechanics of it, I mean, are better. The story is great. Kratos is a little bit more watered down, but he's supposed to be, so it's fine. And overall, I think it's a pretty fun game, honestly. I was honestly kind of surprised. I didn't really, with how God of War 1 was, I wasn't expecting a whole lot out of this game, and I think that probably helped my overall perception of it, because I actually I thought it was a lot of fun. Is it top 25 worthy? No. No. Maybe an honorable mention. It might be an honorable mention, but that is it. It definitely shows its age in some ways, but overall I think it hides it a lot better than God of War 1 does, which you would expect because it's God of War 1 was their first game, this is their second game, you know what I mean? So there you go. What do we give it for a final score of God of War 2? Probably a good 6. I'd say 6. I liked it. I didn't think it was great, but I liked it. A lot of people have very fond memories of this game, and I can see why. It is a fun game, and I think for the time, it was really, really good. Obviously, the 2018 God of War is still my favorite. Still have one more game to go, and then, of course, get to Ragnarok. So, obviously, that opinion might, and based on how Ragnarok is being received, probably will change. But only time will tell, like I said. So, it's going to do it though for this review. If you've played God of War 2, I'd love to know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. And that's going to do it for this video as well. So stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more video game reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.